that and grant the special permit and approve it with conditions of discussion items. Have people had a chance to review and comment, I hope? Maybe look at the most current one? You had some,
I commented last
did?
night, so
And
that
I
was
think
the
I
most
got
current-
those.
the most current as of that time.
yep,
Any of the board members have any comments or items to discuss on this proposed approval? 111 Shrewsbury.
No.
anything from the applicant? Did they see anything that was not appropriate? Because we did a little juggling of applicant, owner, so now we have the applicant, you saw it, I think, the applicant being Robert Fuller, doing business as Harmony of Mass Incorporated, and then the owner being Robert Fuller, so. We have both of those in this document now, so that it's clear, so that it all
Did they
kind of
get a copy of
agrees.
it?
Yes, Yep.
Everything's
And-
good?
Yep. I just wanted to make sure that the Harmony Mass, because it's CCC, I wanted to make sure everything
that's,
coincided.
yep, that was
Yep.
great.
Can I ask them a question?
Yeah.
So I know that, it's been, you have been repeatedly said this, answered it. So today I looked at the property, there are so many cars are there for the baseball. So how this is going to, you have a store next to it,
We're closed right now.
oh, you are close? What, the store is open 24/7, the eight
No.
to eight, right?
It would close, I think it's seven or eight, yeah.
Yeah. So this, definitely CCC will take a look at that,
Take a look at what?
your store location as well as the field.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
the store's not, there's still,
I
that's
know.
only 1/4 of the available parking.
Yeah, but,
Because of the construction going
Is it
on.
the parking you're
That's not the-
concerned about,
no,
or
that's-
the,
no, that's not.
the
the
closeness?
proximity of the marijuana store
Yeah.
on the field.
Yeah, we have that email, I think we sent.
I know,
it.
I know you have been said that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but, there are a lot of cars, lot of kids will be there. I don't know.
Well,
Right,
so
but if we-
can't get
if
in
I
the
mean,
store.
there's-
We cannot,
right.
yeah.
So,
Right, and if we got a letter from town council saying,
It's a
It
private.
was-
I totally
Yep.
understand.
and,
I
And
totally
the only reason they
understand.
did it today is because the field that they were supposed to play got flooded in yesterday's storm, and ours was dry. So it wasn't even a booked game today.
Anyway,
They were just lucky.
it's not the planning board issue, but still, I was, while driving through the, Salisbury Street, so many cars. And,
are they
How
parked
this-
out on the street, or are they?
no, they
Okay,
are.
just in the
Yeah,
lot?
yeah. The field,
Right.
baseball field and, this, anyway.
Are they using the lot that we proposed for the
Half of it.
after event?
And you said it's
No,
not,
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the parking or the parking issue
It's just the proximity.
and proximity of the store, marijuana store. If you
I
take
mean-
your-
It's been,
If you take
Yeah.
your little son,
It's been clear.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a closed issue. I mean, a member of the public may bring it up at some point if they see the same thing you did, but
Mhm.
and that's why we have
Nothing really,
something, I
yeah.
think we got a copy of it here, that,
Yep.
we got it from town council that said, it's not a public park and it doesn't get the
I know, I
parking.
totally
for-
understand.
So I don't really agree with it, but that's the way it is, we gotta live with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm sure the CCC will, when they go give the permit, they might take a look at it, right?
Yeah, they should.
That's
I mean,
their,
it should.
They are the one.
that's their prerogative.
It's their, it's their permit,
Yeah.
yep.
So there are, yesterday also, in the social media, people are talking, when they go to the Watches's farms,
Yeah,
they are selling the pipe.
yeah.
And they don't want to, with the kids, when they go, they don't want to see the pipes.
Okay.
So, but
But the
when they.
but the liquor stores,
And that's,
as people say, the liquor store's okay, and the cigarettes are okay.
Okay, and
the,
Walmart,
and the
CVS
the
sells,
personal items at CVS are
CVS
okay.
sells some other items, it's all okay, but this is not
I know,
okay.
I know.
So,
It's just a new
Anyway.
thing and people have.
It should,
are
yeah,
used
people
to
will get used to it.
That's actually not a CCC issue, that's an Attorney General issue. The Attorney General is the one that decides ballparks, things like that.
Oh, really?
yeah, but CCC is the one, he will give you the permit, right?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
if they do believe there's an issue, then they gotta go to the Attorney General.
It's not a planning board issue, so we should
Yeah.
go on. Any other comments on this document?
Mark,
Vinnie did a wonderful job.
I think Mark needs some
18
time.
pages long,
Mark needs some time to read.
okay?
Mark, did what? Are you all right?
Okay,
Oh, what I was looking for was when this was to come back with this 45-day thing, was it?
45 days from the, yeah,
From the
start of the
opening.
retail operation or something,
Yeah.
this
And there's
phrase that I
45 days where the police chief is sort of more, everybody's sort of aware of what's going on. And at the end of the 45 days, everybody gets together and says, okay,
Condition number 10 on page 4 of 8. A summary, the applicant shall submit to the police chief and planning board a summary of the operation and future needs of the overflow parking area 45 days after the certificate of occupancy is issued. At a subsequent planning board meeting, it will be decided if the overflow parking should be adjusted, retained, or discontinued.
and then number 15, the applicant shall provide a police detail for the first 45 days, or as required, and determined by the West Boylston Police Chief.
Right, so if,
And that's 45 days then probably after opening, which may or may not coincide with a CO.
Well-
Then number 10, you want that to be after 45 days after opening or after CO?
well, the CO, I can't see him waiting too much longer after the certificate of occupancy opens. I mean,
right.
it's pretty much, there may be a day difference,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay?
So I'm gonna make a motion to approve the site plan review application, along with the special permit and the stormwater management permit. Where-
Grant the special.
And grant the special permit,
And in the last one.
and,
For,
Yeah.
and, and the stormwater management permit,
Approve with conditions.
under the conditions noted, for the, 111 Shrewsbury Street project of the retail sale of marijuana products.
okay, motion made.
There's a lot of words you gotta make in a motion.
I hear a second.
That's why I highlighted them.
Yes, thank you.
Roger, second. We were quiet. What?
All right,
Okay,
Mark second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Oh, aye for the first one.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. Excellent.
All right, so do you have the copy to sign?
Yeah, I just need to take one copy.
No, right, yeah, in your hand, that's the one. Yes,
Official.
Not the stapled copy.
correct.
This is set for,
75.
72.
What do you want it?
let's set it down a few degrees.
Yeah, bottom right.
Yeah, now it's at 69.
That'll freeze us out.
Yeah, it should be cool enough. Takes a little while.
Air conditioning ducts on the floor, as we were just talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so,
Are we taking any signed copies of this tonight?
Can you take this tonight?
yeah, you can, or do we, oh, is
We
it
have
gonna
to
be an
make
appeal?
a copy.
Original to give to the town clerk,
Right,
she has to
so you have
hold
to,
it
you have to wait for the appeal, right?
I think it is.
No, yeah, it's actually, I won't receive the permit till after the 20-day appeal process, but I can take the signatures right now and send them in.
Or we
Well,
can
just
sign
sign
this?
Just make a
They need-
photocopy?
Does town clerk need to stamp this?
Well, I
She's
just actually
already-
read on the last page when it was given to her,
Yeah.
which would be tomorrow.
Yeah, if you can get it tomorrow, that would be good, because, can you do that tomorrow? No?
Yeah, I can do that, she's not gonna,
Can you give them scanned copy, or what's the, I don't know what,
I mean, you want to just use a second copy and sign a second copy for them?
No, I think it's,
No,
it's more official
right, you
if
need
it goes through the town clerk.
right,
Right,
and it's really not done till the town clerk
Yeah.
actually
We should have used our
stamps it.
stamps.
that's all right. We'll be
We get
official.
it.
We'll be official on this one.
Does
You
Rob
get
get
it tomorrow.
That's fine. Does Rob get a copy of the original, an original copy? Like the actual sign?
Because I'm leaving tonight to New York.
The thing is,
I end up
without the
sending a
town
copy
clerk,
after, I just write
it
on
may
the
not
date
have
was
that
put
much
it in her
time.
box.
Right, I don't know
Who
that,
keeps the original?
the original, I think, goes to you,
Yes.
and then it gets recorded.
Yes.
So the original doesn't, it's not real until the town clerk stamps it and does that.
Correct.
So we can't give you the, I guess that answers that, we can't really do the original now.
She's gone. She was here.
Oh, the clerk was here?
Who's the,
Right,
she left at 7.
No, she was upstairs.
oh,
Elaine?
she's gone. When did she go upstairs? Just now? She was up there earlier.
Yeah,
She came back down.
she
No,
came back.
yeah, she left. She was
Yes.
leaving at
Ah,
7.
got it.
Oh, next to last page also.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't put it in my book.
Yeah, it's on the other page.
It's coming.
So if you just need something, we can scan it and send it to you tomorrow, or,
That's what we were just saying, I think I need to send the original, I'll figure, because I'm leaving tomorrow, I'm leaving like from this meeting, driving to New York. I'm not back till Friday night, and next weekend is a holiday week, so I'm not gonna see it until.
but the original has to go to the town clerk, so.
Would I be able to pick that up tomorrow?
Yeah,
No.
still be able to do it.
No.
What,
First
from,
of all, I have to get here after my other job, because I can't get
that's
here.
right.
If you want, I can drop it up.
Tomorrow morning?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that'd be fine, but I need to make copies of it. Don't just leave it there. You're gonna,
You have the only.
I know how to make copies.
so are we
I
gonna
can make
have her
copies.
stamp it and then give them a copy of the stamped copy? I mean, the stamped original?
We have her stamp it, we make copies of the stamp for everybody, and then we give them the original
original.
stamped version. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you'll be doing it. So he gets the original, we get a few copies of,
I'll leave the original with the town clerk.
Rob will be out of town, so if you can leave that with the copy, have her call me, and I'll
Yeah.
come.
Come get the original,
Yes.
is what you're
She
getting.
stamps this last page where it says filed.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
So I'll make a copy and then leave the original with the town clerk.
You're
yes,
saying that they just said they need the original.
Yeah.
to make.
right,
They-
but
That's
they're
what
gonna
I'm
come,
saying.
they're
And
gonna pick
she's
it up from the
gonna-
town clerk.
They will come and pick it up from the town clerk.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I'm not going to sit in the town clerk's office.
And wait for them to get there.
Yes.
Got it.
You have to sit there and wait for her to do it, and then wait for him to do it.
No, that's not going to happen.
Just make sure you keep a copy for us. She gets it, and that's fine.
It's not going to go anywhere, you know, you will get it.
Eventually,
You're
we'll
gonna
download
lose
it
it,
on
that's
the
all.
all right,
Raj is not gonna lose it,
Yeah.
I don't think.
no,
Mark might.
You can just put it in the folder.
I'll keep an eye on it.
There you go. Yes, put it in folder. Folders are good.
Put it in there.
Okay. So we're good,
Got it.
Is that it?
right?
hold
Okay.
on, do we have a
Plan,
bill
for.
for this one, 111?
For Raj,
Yep,
Raj's
there
time
is.
tomorrow.
Briarwood, we went through bills and people who have no money left in their account for review stuff.
You just sent the bill, I think, Monday.
Yes, and you had almost all of it, you're short 569 for the, through June 15th, and what day is it? June 20th, so there's not
Yeah.
that many days left, so it shouldn't be much more. So I guess if you could send a check for 1,000, that would be good. Because hopefully that'll cover the rest of any reviews that they have, or whatever they did last week.
They're all to do except for that.
Yes. Yep,
Yeah, it should be close to the end.
Well, I think that was it, 'cause the June 15, wasn't that the last meeting?
yes. Yeah, I think it should be,
Without the transportation review, up to the last meeting, where everything was done.
right, and I think
Shouldn't
we,
be anything beyond that.
well, we asked them to review the,
That was a situation.
Yeah.
so it's just, it may be like 2 hours forms, and I think that'll cover it with 1,000.
Yeah. Last meeting was 12,
Yeah, June 12th.
15,
Yep.
yeah.
So, but we're close either way, so that's fine. And that's it,
Perfect.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Look. Thank you.
Well,
Are there,
Did you read the approval letter?
No.
were there copies of the endorsed plans?
We haven't signed it yet. We, in the plan, on the thing here, it says we will endorse the plan based on when we get the, after the no appeal. But I think I wrote it in here.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, 7:20, Holy Cross.
That.
Haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
I will call Holy Cross and see what the status.
And Village Center zoning update. You said you have nothing for that either?
I have to talk to what's that?
CMRPC, LA is there, he's upstairs.
Eli's upstairs?
Eli is?
You want to
Okay.
call him?
No,
Okay.
no, we had a meeting last week, or last meeting, and
Last time.
discussed having to do some work on the zoning map, and I have to contact someone else at, CMRPC to discuss how we're gonna do what and what the town zoning map is,
Okay,
so,
so, all right,
no progress on that.
all right, we have an 8R plan. Is that this?
Westland Circle A and R, yeah,
That'd be it.
did we have 6 copies, is that
So
underneath?
here, Iqbal,
Got it
right?
all?
So he's not
Well,
here.
Mr. Ali.
It's all right.
You want to take it up later?
Yeah, why don't we see what others,
What is it?
We could do that.
yeah, he's not here, so,
So he's not here for the first two. Lynn Lynch,
there you go, oh, okay.
come on up.
51 Worcester Street.
This is,
What's that?
Jeff?
you know, the newer house across the street from Pediatric Health.
Is this your
And
house?
the.
Oh, no, no, I own,
the
I
property
still
in the
own
back.
what I've always
Yeah.
owned.
Okay.
But Jeff's, my son drew up these drawings, but, so when Jeff's dad sold his grandfather's little garage that used to be
Oh, that used
what
to
is
be the
now a
farm.
house,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
So he's the second owner
Okay.
of the house that
Okay.
we're talking about, 145.
That's the
but-
one up on the road here?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
right on 140. So, unbeknownst to me, I should have known this, but when that, it was a 1.03 acre that house sits on, which was all our land. But anyways, he cut out that with exactly the 120 frontage. But my driveway runs right through his parcel on
Okay.
both sides.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a law in the books in the state of Massachusetts that if I've maintained that driveway for more than 20 years, it's my driveway, in addition to which I also have the easement. I have an easement for the driveway. So what we're trying to propose is something whereby I still have the driveway, because part of his land falls on one side of the driveway. The driveway literally just cuts down like this, like right down the center of his, this is his,
This one right here.
yeah. you
Well,
guys-
what's the issue then?
So the issue is, like, he doesn't really have full use of his 1 acre, and he was gonna wanna, like, use both sides of my driveway to put vehicles and things, and just kind of be in the way, like, in the way
Is
of
there
my
more
driveway.
space? Is there more, the property on the
It's
other
just a
side of yours?
weird layout, like, mine is all this yellow here, and so
Oh.
what I was trying to propose is something more where he'd had this little rectangle square, this is Worcester Street here, more, usable,
So
he's
you're
actually
giving-
getting more
You're
frontage.
giving land on the other side of the.
Correct, toward Parker's, you know what I mean?
Into the pond?
No, the pond's behind it, but on.
It is, okay.
Yeah, so it'd be towards Parker's,
Mhm.
but I guess his question is, would he be able to, put a driveway there, or make it usable space? Because right now, he wants to put like something for a vehicle here on the other side of my driveway, and it's just, I'm gonna be able to see it from my house.
Sure.
So
And so your driveway goes right down here?
yeah, Jeff, can you come show him exactly where it is? He can draw it.
So
Jeff, my son did
That's
all
the
those
driveway right
drawings.
there.
The-
Yes, that's the right way.
Oh, that's it?
This right here, you
That's
see,
the
you see the
driveway?
right way right there?
So this is it, right here, is that correct?
So about 4 weeks ago, I did pay the survey, to do a survey, and I was planning to put a fence on my whole land, except, of course, the right of way.
Yeah.
But then we came up with a problem, because she doesn't want me to put a fence right there on my land. So she doesn't want to see a fence right there. Okay, so,
my house is
so,
right here.
yes. So, but I have the right because it's my land, right? So, what she drew right here, it will go into the pond, which is not good for me because I'm giving
A
all
little
this
bit back
land,
here will, yeah.
all this land right here is mine. I could build something over here. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to,
Like a shed or something?
like a shed.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my question.
How much-
First thing,
How much land is that?
it's pretty good sized land right there.
Well, how much, this is your
This is
current
1
parcel?
acre lot.
Yes.
And is it
It's
an acre?
one-
It's
1.3.
1.3, you said?
1.03 acres?
Yeah, you can't get another buildable lot out of it.
No.
No, but you
could put an accessory
accessory
shed.
building.
Garage, I do construction work, and I need something, I need like a shed or garage over here, because I don't have the space close to
Okay.
my house.
Yeah.
So you're saying if the lots are redone like this, you'll have no place to put up a shed?
So close to the water.
Right, he'd have to file with the Conservation Commission, because you'd be within
Right.
jurisdiction of the Concom. And I'm not sure whether he'd be in jurisdiction farther up also, but
You
he
need back
definitely
here,
would
yeah.
be on the other side, because that pond is jurisdictional.
So we're just
Okay.
looking for advice from you guys on what to do, because this is, I'd literally be able to see whatever he's gonna put right here. This is my house.
Is this trees or open?
No, it's
or-
wide open.
It's open.
It's just my yard. What always was my yard,
Yeah.
so.
He's looking for a zoning map. Used to check.
Oh, I got it, on the screen?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, is it zoned,
Oh,
because he
that's-
can have a garage, but if he's got a business there, you cannot have a business in a residential district, so I'm not sure what the
So
district
the
is.
garage is just to park my cars, my tools.
It wouldn't be for a
As long as
business.
it's
No, it would
inside.
not for a business or
Okay.
something like that, just
Well,
park
it
my
may be allowed,
material,
I
you know,
just
like.
don't know what the zone is.
Yeah, you wouldn't be building a
No,
humongous
no,
garage, right?
no.
Mhm.
You've seen one of those?
Yeah.
I have
My
seen
life.
one of those, one or two.
Right, yeah, so it, yeah, business for a portion of
Very
that,
smart.
What's the color?
pink.
Is business?
Yep.
Looks like he's on
So- When you come out of Franklin Street onto Worcester,
It's just to the right.
are you straight ahead?
The driveway's
or
pretty much
to
straight
the-
ahead.
So,
isn't it?
yeah, you can literally, if you guys walk outside, you can see it
Yeah.
right there.
Yes.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing is on the map here, the business district is to the left of Franklin Street,
Okay.
and,
Yeah, his,
General
what he's
residence
looking
is to
is
the
for the
right.
right.
General residence.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
he's
it's
going
general
towards Parker's.
right, okay, so that wouldn't be a business, so
So
that answers that question.
that entire property, both of them are residents, what you're saying?
Yes, general residence, yeah. And,
Their neighbor must be business then.
well, it could be, but it's not, yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
allowed, but, yeah. He's working on it. Well, you have the right of way, he does have the right to put a fence up, and
Can't,
it would also, I mean, everything you've said is true. It's,
Right.
the facts are there, adding to the south side of that lot from yours, do you still have adequate frontage on your lot?
Yeah, I
When you
have
do that?
200 and something.
Okay,
I have
so that's
240 feet of frontage or something, so if I give him, how much are we giving him, Jeff?
Even,
86.
86 more,
right.
86 more feet of frontage we're giving
And this-
him.
Right, and so, I think he's pulling it up there, so the idea is that if it
Well, that
then,
shows the general residence, that's her property that's highlighted right now,
yep,
and the 28.1 is his property.
Right.
yep, and can you pull up the, change the base map to show the,
Valley View?
yes, just so we can see the pond.
I can,
It's in the, on the right side there,
Yeah, which one?
The world,
It's usually one across,
Yep.
can you open that window across the top there? I thought there was a
globe.
square.
yeah, try that.
It's a weird shaped parcel, it really is.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
weird shape.
Yeah, there was an option to put that.
No, I just, it's a small screen, and it does
It
function
certainly
well.
is. Yeah,
What happened to your iPad?
you need dainty fingers, Mark.
do you want me to use my phone, Mark?
Yeah, could you get your?
I got the pictures, he's over here, picture of the,
Oh, okay.
you can see where my land's, going
Right.
to.
Right,
So
this-
the red,
The red, I drew something to show her
That's just-
what I agree if we,
oh,
if we can
yeah,
trade.
yeah, yeah. Well, this shows, I assume that's
right,
the pond right there.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a pond, so there's not a heck of a lot of land.
No.
That's usable.
Right.
And you wanna put the fence at the back, that
Exactly,
back line there?
yeah, so I was going to do that, I did talk to the fence company, they was ready to install, but then,
I just really
she realized and it become a problem.
I mean,
Is it
I've
possible-
I
lived there for
understand
30 years.
her reason, of course, you know,
Is it
because,
possible to pull the fence, because, I mean, if the fence is right on the line, she could see right over it, but if you can pull the fence as close to wherever your activity is gonna be,
yeah,
then that will block it a little bit more.
so, and then I told her, why you don't stay with this portion right here and give me a little bit on the side, that way I don't take the pond. I will take some of the land, and also if I can make like a driveway, park a trailer close to the water right there, this side right here. So that's what I'm not sure.
So your first step really, I mean, the idea, I don't know that there's much the planning board has jurisdiction on until you change the property lines.
Yeah.
But you're not really at property line stuff now, you're trying to, you should probably try to work it out without changing property lines.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because your big question is Conservation Commission, because they're gonna allow certain things, there's a 25-foot no-build
yeah,
from the wetlands.
yeah,
So you need to find out where the wetlands line is, where that 25-foot is, and then you'll know how much is buildable on that side,
Mhm.
yeah.
and then you'll be able to decide what you can do, because it may end up that, since the pond area looks like it's in this area here,
Yeah,
25 feet may make it not even worth doing anything. So
Exactly.
don't kill yourselves doing all this, find out from the Concom just where it might be, or if you have someone, if you know
Mm.
someone that can do wetland delineation, have them delineate it, and then you,
What is that, Vinnie? I don't even know.
wetland is defined by plants that
Like
are,
what
that like,
delineation, what is that?
delineate a line, they'll draw a line of, this
This
side
is
here, it's
wetland.
upland, so it's not wetland, so you can alter it without going to the Conservation Commission and do a lot of stuff, and then at some point, it becomes swampy. And that's really obvious, but it's that line where it changes, the delineation of the boundary between
Mhm.
wetland and upland, and that's defined by plants. Certain plants will grow in wetlands, and others will not grow in wetlands. So when there's 50% of the plants that like to grow in wetlands in an area, that's considered a wetland. If there's more than 50% that don't like wetlands, or don't like to find water close by, then that's considered an upland. So the line would be somewhere in between. So you hire a botanist or a wetland scientist to define that line, and then you'll know what the limits are of what can be done and what can't be done. Because I think the town just did a bylaw in town to have a 25-foot buffer. Was that what just got put through on the wetland bylaw?
When was that?
2 meetings ago or 3 meetings ago, I thought they got a 25-foot buffer. But you gotta find out where the line is that you can't alter. Because that just, if you can't alter it, there's no sense in swapping land,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not gonna help.
It's not-
And you may end up with just a portion back here that's usable, and the only thing you can do is put a fence up. But you don't know that until you have all the facts. And the biggest one that I see is getting the wetland boundary set.
So what's the purpose of the fence at the back of your lot?
Because I wanna like put some like a shed or something, a garage right there.
Without a fence, you
But it
cannot
looks-
put a garage?
I can eliminate the fence if the fence is the problem.
But
you know?
it looks like there's trees or shrubbery or something almost up to that back line.
It
He wants
is,
to clear that.
not the whole tree,
Right.
just a little area, the small
Well, maybe you-
trees.
Yeah, maybe you leave enough shrubbery and trees there so
Uh-huh.
that you either don't need a fence, or the fence could be shielded by the trees.
There's a
Well, there's
bunch
no
of different
trees
options.
here. There's,
You see right
there's a
there?
little bit.
This
Oh, there's-
show where
Yeah.
the grass.
Yeah, grass, yeah.
She doesn't wanna lose this portion right here, because I understand why,
Hmm.
you know, so,
Is it possible to put trees on your property to kind of, as they grow up, in the meantime, get those to grow up and create the buffer that you're looking for? And you have maybe a couple of years of more visible, impact, but when the
It's
trees
gonna
grow.
be hard to cover a building, but I guess.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
no, I
know.
know,
it's
that's
not
it.
gonna be a building. it's
Well, I
gonna
need
be
a shed or
support
whatever you're
Shed
putting
or
up.
garage,
building,
yeah.
Garage, yeah.
Right. But that, I mean, those are, you got all the issues right there, it's just coming to an agreement.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not your
That's why
board's.
we're here, we're trying to figure out what to do, because
Right.
it's a really awkward situation. I
Right.
feel like the driveway literally runs right down the center.
Right, and so
And then,
he,
you know, he wants to park a vehicle there, but then sometimes some of the wheels are on my driveway and I gotta kinda go to the side
Well,
and
if
scrape
you-
my car to go
I-
down,
I-
and you know
when
what I
did you
mean?
When I
put
bought
that
the
driveway-
house,
Just
Did you put your
attorney,
driveway on the
it
other
was
side?
clear with me,
I
you
don't
know, that I
know,
cannot block.
can I do that?
yes,
Yeah,
right,
so I
Can
cannot
I?
block her.
right, you can't.
I don't know.
right.
I can't.
Maybe.
So I
don't-
use some of the side of the road sometimes to put my car, but she had plenty of space.
So how wide is the right of way?
It's, I don't
Is
know,
it-
Jeff, how,
does-
like, how?
It's a 20-foot wide right of
Yeah.
way? Okay, so that should be enough space to get a vehicle down.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
If there's enough room on her existing property between the property line and the pond to put a driveway, she could put a driveway,
Exactly.
move her driveway
That's-
over to that side.
you could put your, right, you could.
So basically, you
But
know,
then
if
that's-
she take this portion on the back where the grass is, so I would not put a fence, and I would take a little portion on the side where I can put park, like a trailer or something on the side right here, if I have a space to do that. So
And
that's
you-
the,
Right, and I think that what you need is, you
Yeah,
need to know where the
yeah, yeah,
wetlands are.
exactly.
Because, I mean, if the wetlands are close,
yeah.
you're,
He can't even park
can't do
there
anything.
if the wetlands are close?
you
Okay.
can't alter. You'd have to let whatever's growing there grow, so
Okay.
you
It looks
can't
like
cut it.
it was a road or part or driveway like long time ago, you can
the
see
right-
it.
on the right-hand side of your
Yes,
house?
you can see it, like you,
Are you talking about that hill?
yeah, that hill was clear and flat.
Oh,
Looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
long time ago was a
It could have been,
driveway.
cause there was a garage up top there, I don't
It
know.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, we used to play hockey on the pond,
Yeah, right,
way back,
right,
years ago.
right.
Well,
You
sounds
made all
like,
the mess of that late?
No, no,
So,
I was on the
can you guys
Concom at
give
that
us, or give me your, the names of people to contact for the
It may be
conservation
that,
then, or?
I would talk to
I've never done any
Bill-
of this before, I have no
right,
idea what
talk to
I'm
Bill
doing.
Chase, he's the chair of the Conservation Commission, or
Bill
you can go on
Chase.
to the town's website,
Okay,
and there's a
yeah,
Conservation Commission email,
all right,
you just click on
send
that
them a
and
mail
say,
message.
this is what we're trying to do, and we'd like to get a delineation of the wetland, or maybe you just say, we'd like to talk to you about what we can do in this area, and you meet him out there, and you go over what you're discussing, and he
Mhm.
might be able to say, well, yeah, I'm out here, I can see that the wetland line is here, and there's loads of room, you'll be able to do this, or you haven't got a prayer, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, find
Oh,
out what's
that's helpful.
possible first.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like if you can be flexible about all of this, you're better
Well,
off.
we're trying to be, cause, I mean, I get he wants to use
And
his
if
1
you-
acre, I get it, I mean,
and if
it's
you
So,
decide
you know,
not a lot
as
of
long,
land in it.
you know, if I get an answer that I can park a trailer, I'm willing to, you know, she take the other side of the right way, and I will take this, but now she's saying it's
Well,
too
once
much
you, once you
land.
But it's-
decide what you want, you'd come to the board, this board,
Right.
with a
Yeah,
Yeah.
approval of the
If you wanna change
required
the-
plan.
If
Yeah.
you wanna change the property lines.
Yeah.
If you guys just
Yeah.
wanna agree that he can
But
park
so
at something.
answer me about this, so if we change the property lines, like, what he proposed was like, what did it end up being, Jeff, how many acres did his drawing end up being?
Trying to see his drawing.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no,
The one that, with the red, sort he takes the whole pond and all that.
It's 30% larger than his lot.
yeah,
So
Well,
it's-
it
so
doesn't-
he'd end up
if
with
there's-
almost
if
3
you're-
acres and I'd end up with 2. If we did
which some
that.
people like that, cause he'd be paying the taxes on the.
But that's what I'm
trailer.
saying,
So-
would
And
that
also
happen,
the
would he
pond,
be,
right?
would he be paying
Can't
the
do it
taxes?
with-
Yeah.
Yeah, if,
not
and-
good for me.
well, but there's,
But you would be paying the taxes on it, is what
I
I'm saying,
understand,
that's the
but
problem.
the problem, I will remove the easement on my property, so when I
is
decide to
nice.
sell the house, it could help me,
right,
because I don't have
Right.
an easement in my property.
correct,
Right,
yeah,
So,
Right.
I lose this land, I can build a shed, a garage or something,
Right.
I'll take this pond, which is nothing I can do with.
it's not gonna help you,
It's
but
not
it's
gonna help me, but I'm
gives you the
willing,
area.
I'm
Right.
willing to do that, that way I can remove the easement.
Right.
Take the
So you
road.
give her that, the 20 feet on that side, and you take.
Exactly.
which
Yeah.
would make me happy,
Right.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I would check with Bill Chase, you may wanna also talk to a surveyor, cause he'll
Yeah.
be able to walk you through this whole process, a surveyor or an engineer, any of the local
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
I don't know if you know any of the local surveyors.
I've never done this ever. I have no idea what I'm
So
doing.
just to be clear, definitely I don't have a space to put a house right there, right? Definitely not.
No.
Okay,
You
alright.
need the frontage again.
Yeah,
Right,
Okay.
you need, 100
okay,
Right.
alright.
But other than that,
Yeah,
working through whatever it is
Yeah.
possible.
okay,
Um,
all right.
Yeah.
And it's a fairly simple process if you were to do what he's talking about, where you change your property
Yeah,
lines.
it
I
is,
mean, you have an engineer do a drawing,
yeah,
you come to us, and it's not a very expensive thing, and then
wow,
you
good.
sign a drawing and it goes to the registry and it's changed.
Oh, yeah.
So the property line change is the easy part, figuring
Yeah.
out what you guys wanna do is
the
the
hard
hard part.
Right.
Mhm.
And we can't advise you on
I,
that part.
I'm an easy guy to work with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable, so,
So-
yeah, we need to, yeah, so I would just start with the Concom, and there's, just look in the phone book, there's a couple of, surveyors that are pretty local.
So, but this Bill Chase guy should be the first one,
He's
Because-
chair of the Conservation
He is
Commission,
the chair
He'll
of the
give you ideas of what-
conservation commission.
chair of the conservation committee?
Yeah.
Yes.
so let's start with him.
Okay.
Then you'll find out what you can and can't do at what location, close to the pond.
Yeah,
And he might, and I know he knows surveyors.
Oh, yes, you could suggest that too, right.
Is he,
He's from town.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, is he retired, like he'd have time to be able
you'd have to
to
ask
come
him.
over and,
Talk to him, he will,
It's hard to
Okay.
find.
yeah. Talk
he's
to
hard
him.
to find?
No,
Oh,
he's a good guy.
No.
all right.
Okay,
That's- Thank you.
all right, guys, thank you very
all
much.
right, good luck.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Sir,
Yes.
so we have we have an A&R plan and a bond to discuss.
Yes, sir.
What do you wanna do first?
Bond is more important.
Right.
If you don't have time for that thing,
We got time for
I got this
Yep.
thing signed
Yeah.
by the bank. This is copy of it.
And the amount has been decided on?
Yeah, it was decided by Wayne Amico,
Yeah.
120,000.
So,
There's only one copy, I need it signed.
Okay.
There were a lot of changes, we went through a lot of changes to and fro, finally it got okay.
Yes.
You saying the document went
Yeah.
through lots of changes?
Yeah. Because I was copying from Nuha Circle and all the other stuff, same document, but there was some deed missing and all the other stuff, then
Oh, okay,
Miss Mary got everything taken care
okay, $120,000.
Right.
of. That's a little bit too much, but I
Well,
don't have a choice.
right. And you went through this with a fine tooth comb, didn't you?
At least a general perusal.
yep, you
Yeah, I
asked a
asked
question,
questions
I saw.
About the reasonable amounts
Yep.
and whatever.
Yep.
I came up
You
with
got a
a
good
budget
answer
of
from Wayne.
60,000 plus 10% retainage, it would have been something there, but Wayne wanted more on it, so I told
Well,
him.
there's never gonna be really an agreement between a developer,
Probably in the
You said you
engineer.
came up
I
with
would
hundred and
expect.
16,000?
No, I came up with 60,000.
60?
Okay.
And
That's
yeah,
quite a bit
plus
off.
10%, usually they have that contingency, it would have been close to 72,000.
Right. Well, but what oftentimes happens, you're not, assuming we need to do this, you're not gonna be doing the work, we'd have to hire someone to come out and
Privileging
do
Right.
it.
and
And
all
that,
that stuff comes.
no one likes to fill
I
and finish
understand.
someone else's, so
Right.
that's where he gets his
So
numbers,
you
that's
might
what
get
I
it,
asked.
you might do it for 60,000, but somebody else wouldn't.
So,
Right.
it's a 92 North Main Street?
Hmm?
94? No?
What?
92.
Yeah, but 92 North Main Street is the apartment complex, right?
Yeah, that's where my office moved to. I work from there.
What are you worried about?
Oh, 92 North Main Street.
That's
is
my
the-
mailing address.
The,
The project?
Is
For
the,
business.
is the business address.
That's my
so what
address.
happened to the 94 North Main Street? You
Rented.
don't live there?
I don't live there. I used to work from there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the apartments were building.
All right,
This is a
Okay.
single house?
Yeah, the outside.
Oh, the bond was on that?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to,
We used to have the office.
do anything but sign this, right?
The
Well, construction office, when it was easier for me
We
to
don't
work
need to
from
vote on
there,
signing a
to
bond.
build the whole thing, I can stay
yeah,
there.
we need to vote on.
I move wherever
establishing
my
the bond.
project goes.
We need to vote to
They're
establish
all
the
residential.
I may have to
bond
go now
amount
to
to
Worcester. I will go to
$120,000.
Worcester.
Okay.
So-
Oh, where's your
So you
project?
want to double it or what?
What project that was?
You want to
Double the
have
one,
a-
double the
Project in
120?
Worcester,
Yeah.
some
Make it
apartments
240,
to build.
payable to you?
Yep.
Yeah, right,
Uh-huh.
okay.
All right, so I want to make a motion to set the bond amount for the Westland Circle development to $20,000, oh, there it is.
Okay,
Do we have a second?
motion made.
Sorry.
Give it a second, this one, I seconded the last one, it's a lot of work.
Taking turns.
Is that it?
Second.
She's
Okay.
making all the motions, no one wants to second it.
I'm learning how to make the
She's
motions.
practicing.
See, that's it, it's practice.
She's moving up in the process.
That's right.
so.
Yeah. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous?
Yep, so this all went to town council, went to Wayne, and went through the planning board members, so
Yep.
we should sign it, and then we need to get it notarized.
It's all notarized.
You have a notary?
No, ours.
No, ours have to be notarized, so we have to,
And then don't sign it.
that means that we can't sign it until,
Well, no, we can, I think we can sign it, and then you, when we bring it into Nan,
Elaine does it.
Elaine, she will
That's how
do
it.
it. That's what
That
it's
is good
done in
of
the
her.
past. We
How about if we
verify.
give somebody our
cause
stamps?
she has our
And the notary
verified,
stamps all-
she has our verified signatures,
And we
so
can't
that
do
makes it
that.
okay.
Can I notarize too?
I think if you notarize.
You
it,
can't
sign it.
notarize
you're
your
a
own,
notary?
you
Oh,
can't
my
notarize.
So you
your-
don't have to sign it, you don't
Yeah.
have to sign it,
So
then you can
notarize it,
notarize
not
it.
sign it.
Right, yeah. we
That's
could do
correct.
It's up to you.
Are you a notary?
that. Do you have
But
your
I don't
stuff?
have-
Do you have it?
I don't have it yet.
You gotta have your stamp.
Usually,
Well-
every planning board, what they do is they sign it, give it to the town clerk, and she,
And the next
Yeah,
day.
she does.
she knows that you have
Yeah.
signed it.
Yeah.
You're a notary, is this legal?
Sorry, that was not in my notary training when
Are
I,
you a notary?
Well,
I
it's-
was a notary, I'm not a notary anymore. It expired.
Didn't pay that.
It's I have a notary on staff,
You
but
didn't, you didn't pay the fee,
So, here's a copy if you want.
renewal fee?
What's
How much
this?
does it cost to be a notary?
The 26th day?
26th day.
Yeah.
$60.
It's a
Yep.
social work.
We can leave it in a box.
Too much
though,
headache.
right? And just
Unless
let
it's
them know
But
it's in a
every-
box.
like if you have a bank
I have a
account-
notary at my office,
And then you have to-
maybe I can call her, she'll come and notarize it.
I'm sure he'll
The
come in.
banks have them.
So-
Who wants this? This is your copy, or?
There was
Mark?
there's just two copies we're given, if you want one.
Oh, I see what you mean, okay. Elaine, you want a copy of that?
Yeah, she
Is
needs
that-
a signed copy.
Is that the one you just signed?
No,
No.
it's the other copy.
It's not.
You,
So we don't need this?
Yeah, I wouldn't need a copy of mine.
Yeah.
No.
That's
So
the
we
other-
don't-
That's not signed, so.
No, so we,
These are just-
so all we do is we sign what we sign, and we leave it for
And we-
Elaine.
Notarize.
She will notarize it, and then we keep that copy. Yeah. We don't need all the other
Is that
copies.
what it is?
I just brought it for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for us to look at, thank you.
Don't confuse us.
No more paperwork.
That's right.
Gives us something like that while we're talking about this.
And you're gonna get your signatures notarized?
Yeah, mine is also notarized.
Oh, I-
Bank is also notarized.
Oh, I didn't see
You want me to
that.
give it
This
to
is the
her?
backside.
You want me to give it to Elaine too?
Can you do that, just tell
Sure.
her,
Oh, that's-
okay, well, yeah, you're gonna be there anyway.
But this
Yeah.
is,
Okay.
How much,
Okay.
can I charge some,
Yes.
Yeah, just talk to
Put on
Vinny
Ali's
about
bill.
it.
at least?
Yeah.
Put on Ali's.
Yeah, we'll
Right,
double-
right, we're giving it to Raj, he's
Do you
gonna,
have your, oh. all right.
He's gonna give
He's
it
gonna
to
give it to
tomorrow,
Elaine
he's gonna
tomorrow
be
with
there
the other
one.
thing.
Oh, okay,
He's
because
gonna
that's
drop
going
that
to
off.
Elaine
You
also.
can talk
so-
notary talk.
oh, all right.
Can I get
We'll
a
drop it
favor
off.
from one of the board members, can email it to building inspector to release the building permit?
Yeah.
Oh, just a need, so I can email the building
Yeah.
inspector and let him know we signed the,
He can issue the building permit.
yeah,
That would be helpful.
So Vinny will do that?
yeah,
Okay.
okay. I will copy you, if you don't see that I sent it by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, then email me, because then it won't have the notice of it.
o'clock.
Well, that's, I mean, I'd be doing it tonight, so that's,
I reply back at 11 o'clock.
Here, let's put this over.
Just that, the, property change to soak up.
so this is the A and R for Westland Circle for the lot coming in on the right that was owned by,
Oh, right,
what's the name of the?
Jen-
Quest, Kenny Quest.
Quest.
Kenny.
Well,
right.
it's owned by, what's her name?
Janice Mangalis.
Janice.
Janet, okay.
So what's changing here?
Yeah.
Just
The
this
whole
line?
property. Well, it used to be a thin strip of property
Yeah.
here, and now it's.
This was our land.
Is it muted or
Shut
something?
it
This
off.
was his land.
Turn it off,
Yes.
turn it back on
I'm
again.
taking this thing.
There you go.
You are, this lot
And
here.
adding it, my land to this one to make a,
That's right. That's that just mean the battery's
Okay.
going?
Oh, so you own this
I
one,
own
you
this
own
one.
this.
It's begging you to push.
I want the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird
So
situation.
where is that line still there? Oh, old lot
Old
one.
lot line is
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So this, so
Yeah, it must,
that,
'cause
this
otherwise
lot,
it just
including
turns
this.
red.
becomes-
Are you going to put a house?
That's
Take
all
that
I
front
do.
Do we have
back.
that?
Do we
It's
what?
going to be nine
The
houses.
pen to
We need
sign
the
mine?
Mylar.
It's in front of Paul.
Oh, there you go.
9 more customers.
Is
And
this
then
your
you use your
pen?
stamps to sign
Yes, the
them.
Mylar's, here.
Oh.
There it is, it was hiding.
And then,
That's the
Do we
regular.
have the,
And we can use the stamps for the rest of them.
Where's the, we have the book?
We
it's
don't
all
need-
set, you just need to put the number, I've already put the number on the plan, that just needs to go on the Mylar, I didn't do that part.
Did you get the check?
what's the number?
Oh.
It's on
We
the plan.
received it, yep. Crescent Builders.
This one.
Lord, people.
What
There
do
it
you-
is.
He wants the number of it.
Oh, it's not on the Mylar?
No, I did not put it on the Mylar.
Okay.
6/26/19, 81P4. I thought you guys
Whose
would be
signature is that
responsible
one?
for that.
We can,
Is that you?
memorize it, what we're up to.
Oh, yeah.
Is that anywhere here? The numbers?
Yeah, that's where that's where.
Actually, Tracy in my office
Yeah.
does.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not on the signature one, so there's
So it's
a.
heart monitor.
By end of the day, how many signatures you do, forget what you're
I think
saying.
in my current, so they all.
That's what Mark does too.
What?
His signature.
Online.
No, it's not, it's a heart monitor thing, it's.
Yeah,
81P4?
yeah.
Yep.
Four.
626.
That's all we've
It's
done?
right there.
I trust Melanie to have put the right number on there, guys.
No, no, I'm just wondering.
We only do one, two, three, four.
Well, you denied the
Right.
last one, remember?
We always do 81P.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just the
thing.
Okay, line
I don't
up.
remember.
Raj, it's paid.
That's
right, You can sign it.
Green letter, where'd you get that stamp?
Green stamp.
How much did that
paid.
cost us?
That's an H green stamp?
Look how the D has a dollar sign in
Yeah.
there.
Dollar sign.
Is it
Fancy.
27?
26?
26th. Okay, let's see. Well, if you could move down that way, we'll take this room to.
So you had to sign all this?
Well,
one?
We can stamp these, can we?
Ready for that, yeah, this one's for it. Oh. I guess I'll go on number 2.
This performance again.
Nothing, I usually give people copies of stuff before, so they have it if they wanna read it.
Oh, that
I'm gonna make you do another one.
You missed one.
That's one.
First one, I know.
You're not using this.
I don't know why I make this. stuff.
No way.
I'm gonna read it anyway.
This
So I
is
can
genuine.
pick up the paperwork
Real
from
stuff.
Elaine.
And then,
probably.
he's gonna drop them off, he's gonna
Yeah,
drop
get
them
it- get it
off, and he's gonna do
printed.
the other one too, so. Make sure
I'll
he
make
gives you
a
the
copy.
original. Yeah, I need a.
Sorry.
You want me to scan and email it to you?
Sorry.
Uh,
I can do
sure you
that.
could do that too.
I'll email it to you.
Okay.
There's no sneeze, there's no sneeze.
There's no sneeze shield.
Shield, yeah.
Does somebody have to make a motion
That's not to
to
be
sign
signed.
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I moved to
Whoops,
sign.
white out, white out.
Approve.
No, to endorse, I think.
To
we
endorse.
Endorse the,
A&R.
To endorse the A&R
For-
presented by Mr. Ali
For West-
Lot 9, Westland Circle.
for,
There's-
yep.
well, there's 92 North Main Street.
For Crescent Builders on Westland Circle
Oh, okay.
extension.
On Westland Circle Extension,
Yeah, you guys.
Okay, that was, I heard a
little
motion.
off on a couple of things.
Second.
Little off. Endorsement, though, that was
Yeah.
that's the word.
I heard a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who did
Thank
the
you, since
second?
we're,
Just trying to line up my stamp there.
Since we're done.
who made the second?
I was
Mark.
thinking
Yeah.
she was the-
Yeah. Thank you for approving that, otherwise we would have had to use a lot of whiteout. Paid with a dollar sign, I like that.
I like this.
It's good.
Fair one.
Paid.
No, not that one. I brought it in, somebody asked me how to
Thank you.
put the
Sure.
I'm sure. They ask. Sometimes people have questions, rather have.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah, it looks, it's good to have right in your
always
hand.
backup plan is good.
Alright, so we're good
What
there.
do I get back?
You
Nothing?
get the original.
Oh, I'll get the Mylar.
And these 3 Form As,
I keep those.
okay?
You know, I don't remember hanging on that last lady's property.
So we have, oh, here it is.
Which lady's property?
The last one, when they broke out the piece of the garage. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, people who were just here?
Worcester Street?
Yeah, they were just here
I'm
talking
not,
about
yeah,
changing.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that
not
was
sure how many
before-
years ago.
before your time.
Oh, was it? They
Yeah.
broke out the property a long, long time ago, because they just built the house, what, 5 years ago?
The house is fairly new. The house is less than,
Thank you, board. Thank you, appreciate it.
okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Wendy.
Sure thing.
I thought that was freshly built when I moved here in 2012.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Do you need a
maybe
copy?
I'll
Everything
leave
all
it
prepped up,
separate.
that's
Do you need
important.
the copy too?
I'll need a copy, yeah. If, he's gonna also email me one, but I'm not gonna wait for him to
No,
email
no,
one.
no,
I
we-
just,
we
I
need
have a
to-
paper copy.
I would have had more discussion about access on that plan or that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a funny
It was,
way to divide up that property with an easement going right down the middle and across the back lot of his
So
house.
that
it's on
is-
one edge.
That is weird, yeah, that whole, that
but I
was
think
weird.
that easement, there's also, I didn't wanna bring it up, but I think
It's all done, right?
DCR might own an easement in there also. Cause that brought it,
Oh.
it used to go down to an old
It's all
gate
done,
for
right?
the
Can we
DCR.
discuss, still discuss?
No.
Is what?
It's all done, right,
It's all done.
right, but it was an interesting situation.
It was an interesting
Okay.
Just
discussion,
keep
yep.
moving, yep.
All right.
Oh, it's all done. I mean, we don't have
The
any
applicants are
Right.
done.
There's a little
Applicants
thing
are
we can
done.
make a motion for, because what we did, we signed the authorized form last time, but we didn't, there's a kind of little stipulation that says we have to also say, how many is required to
Oh,
actually sign
vote to
something like the bills
specify.
and the time sheet. Otherwise, we'd have to have all of them. So,
Say again?
Can we have to make a motion about the required number of signatures, which
I left you.
I
Oh, yeah,
am
yeah,
not
yeah.
sure what do we have to be, where's the list of
No, I
what we
just gave it to him
currently
to make
have?
the motion, I just wanted the motions, that's what we've made in the past, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, right there. That's what you need to make so that. we can-
This motion needs to be made to attach to the authorized signature form
Ready.
for fiscal year 20.
Yep.
I'm making a motion
You are?
that 3 signatures are required for payables and one signature is required for payroll,
Second,
for signing
Okay.
financial
yeah.
paperwork.
Anyone
Motion,
signature?
motion made and second, and
Anyone.
seconded. Any discussion before we,
It's just, yeah, it's what we always do.
I was waiting for the opportunity to second something.
Oh, I seconded it,
sorry.
I haven't seconded anything all night, Mark, so you know,
Thank you very much.
I've been
Practice
first.
there too. That's an easy one, but
well,
you can
let's,
still practice.
That's
okay,
all
so motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
While Ali was here, why didn't we talk about that, tap problem?
Oh, it was in
While
here.
he was here,
Is it on our list?
it's not.
It's not, there's just,
I walked the site.
oh,
we
cause
had
this is email,
correspondence
this
about
comes in
email.
correspondence.
Okay, we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
but still,
So-
he was here.
Well, he's
Fair.
all set.
Fair point.
I think he's all set, but yeah.
He was here, you're right.
He's happy, he got the money.
Your timing
No,
is,
he got his phone.
your heart's in the right place, but your timing is
Well,
off.
he even read the report from Wayne's guy. And I was like, oh,
Well,
let's
Yeah.
let's see what they're talking about. And then
Yeah.
when he left, I'm like, we should.
Oh, yeah, about the path, yeah.
So, oh, well, I guess we are in correspondence and emails, aren't we?
Not yet.
Aren't we?
So we're done
Are
with
we
the
in new
authorized
business?
signatures? That
We
was
have
the
to get to
authorized
the end
signatures form?
of the
Yeah.
number 5.
You have to finish this.
What?
Reorganize the board before we can
Board.
talk about correspondence. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should change where we sit.
Well, we have to
We will.
reorganize first. All right, so bring it up.
Well, reorganize the board. What's anybody's idea? Anybody have some suggestions?
I think, this time, let's make Winnie as the chairman.
Vinny?
I
Vinnie
nominate
makes-
Sarah
No.
as chair, so then I will support her. I can either be treasurer, clerk, vice chair, or just
Or jester.
support.
Just,
You got that
Generally
one washed
support.
you're that girl.
Vinny, you make an awesome clerk, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say.
I think you make a great treasurer myself.
Oh, yeah, finance is,
Strong suit there.
well, no, and.
I accept the nomination, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm,
You're willing to take on the
I'm willing to
challenge?
take on
So-
the challenge.
Who else wants to jump in with any of the other positions? Vice chair, clerk, treasurer?
What is the, oh, the
And-
vice
and
chair
know
just
that-
says chair
Chair
when the
when
chair's not here.
I know that, that person will have to chair the next meeting,
Next
because the
meeting.
next meeting is the one that I am not here for.
It looks like that too, Paul.
I can be I'll be vice chair, that's fine.
Can do that?
Okay.
We
Unless
can
someone else wants
confuse
to do it.
everybody by you
Right.
still sitting in the chair. When,
The chair's chair.
the chair's chair, when everybody arrives in the next meeting, we'll just, you know, it'll be
Right.
confusing for everyone.
Clerk and
Yeah.
treasurer, we need someone to ask for money and someone to do the annual report. Those are the two
Oh, you have a
big
year to do
items.
that one?
You don't have a year, you usually have 2 weeks, because we forget to do it a little bit before it's due, and then we say, oh yeah, we gotta get this into
Report.
Nancy.
I think Vinny, clerk.
Well,
And then
do you
who's
not
the
wanna be
treasurer?
clerk?
I don't, doesn't matter to me, I do the
I
paperwork
nominate
anyway.
He would be the one.
I nominate anybody but me to be clerk.
They wanna be
I
treasurer?
second that.
Take on the trust. I nominate Mark as a
Mark knows what he wants and he expresses
Mark
it.
as treasurer.
Alright, yeah, Mark, you're good at asking for money.
Yeah,
Never have, but where we go?
That's not gonna work. for me.
That's not going to work.
No? Who's gonna be treasurer then?
I'd rather you be it.
And who's gonna be clerk?
Well,
Can't
was
work.
Raj not doing good at clerk, as treasurer?
but
Well,
doesn't the clerk have to like
That's something we have to,
compose
the
stuff?
treasurer we had,
Doesn't the clerk have to like, you know, compose stuff?
What's that, you don't wanna be
Yeah.
treasurer?
The annual report and stuff.
Oh, is that,
Whatever the business.
Vinny's
is, I
composing
send it
stuff
to
all the time, I just figured that was
No.
because he was the
Well,
clerk.
I don't care.
Or is that
That's fine.
because
So
you
who's-
just do that
it's
job?
just because no one else is doing it,
Got it,
that's all.
So,
got it.
Which job?
you're gonna,
Where did I just?
Well, he's always, you know, writing all of the
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
so I assume that was
Usually from the clerk.
duties,
clerk.
duties of the clerk.
Where did I just
But-
put all those,
What are you looking for?
the bills? I had a list of the bills.
Maybe you shouldn't be treasurer.
Yeah. Look in your pile there.
Where did I put the bill?
Swift fingers,
Yeah.
I got a feeling they, got lifted,
No, I didn't lift them for you.
last pages. No?
The treasurer has.
You just-
think it would be. They must be stuck in a pile there.
Alright, so as far as reorganization of the board though,
All right, you can be, what do you wanna be, the clerk again? I mean,
I
clerk.
can do either, I just need someone to do something else.
Let's put Mark as a treasurer. Let's see how that goes.
Well, no,
We need to ask
because I'm the
people,
one who's always after these people, and someone else has to take charge at certain times to really find out what's needed and what has to be required
tough.
of them.
For me during the day, to concentrate on.
well, you can send an email, I mean, that's like, I send them out at 11 o'clock, so it's not a daytime job, it's more when Melanie says, we don't have money in the account for whatever
Lot.
project it is, and they have a bill for $200, we don't ask them, we shouldn't ask them for $200, they have
go
a
like
construction, we have a construction inspection fee that has to get paid at the beginning of construction. Well, it turns out that three of the sites that we have now never paid that fee. So we've been billing them, and she's had to ask
Every time.
for every
money.
$261 or $147 this month. And it's like a bunch of emails, and it's taken more of her time, and we have to pay her.
Are we
for her
charging
time.
them late fees?
No,
No.
no.
We should be, because it's taking a lot of people's time and effort.
Yes,
Just
but
saying.
it, and that's
where
what,
someone needs to be able to tell them, look, this is what you need, that's, I don't wanna do that part.
right.
I mean, I already asked them for money, but someone needs to tell them
that this is
what they
we
need to
think-
do.
What we're gonna do, and this is what we need to do.
Right, 'cause-
If
and
you
now.
wanna do that, that's fine.
Right, and I've drafted the approvals. If on the last page of the approval that
Yeah.
we just signed, it said you need to schedule a construction meeting, you need to have a schedule of what's going on, and you need to have the bill paid for.
And that's all you get for them finding out that they need to pay the money?
Yep, yep, we don't send any special, because in the past, we've sent another construction inspection one, and nothing happens. So it's on the approval, so it's a condition of the approval, so now it's a requirement unless they appeal it within 30 days. It's kinda like when we talk about these zoning things
General
that are 13 years old, because it's a condition of the approval, it's good with no expiration date. So that also has no expiration date, so when the new treasurer comes in, they're gonna have to ask
All these people.
three, I know of three, I think it was, in my pile that I just lost. That, asking for the $6,000 or the $4,000
A
payment.
couple that needed 8,000 and one that.
Yeah.
You really
And
did
you
lose
say-
the
One
paper?
needed 2,000.
Yeah.
And you say that they are not approved for,
And then we have to send, you basically send an email to the building inspector and say, can you
Stop there.
delay scheduling your inspections until we get payment?
Yeah, some of them just don't, they
And
just
that's
don't answer. I've
what it
got
is.
one for March, April, May, and June, and this,
I mean, we have email addresses that are pertinent.
of course, they
Yes.
just won't, they're not answering, they're not.
I
Phone
think
numbers and
you
things.
should,
Right.
We have it all, we just need to have like, I'll work with you, we can create one form and say, okay, this is what the status is. We send it off to the same people each time.
Right.
And then when we need the money, if they haven't paid, we give them a month or a
And then-
couple of
and
weeks
this
to
is-
pay.
There's like 3 accounts, I
Yeah.
mean, but it's every account that we.
It's every account, but there's
Yeah.
3 now that
That are
are
active.
delinquent, as they say.
I mean, I'll do that. I mean, then I can,
Okay.
So, Mark
you write them emails and in
and
the
Raj will be
subject
clerk
line,
and
you
I won't have
say,
anything.
you say things like delinquent account, action required.
right.
Yeah, that's a good.
He's funny, man.
I do this for a living, so like, I'm telling you, like, you have
Maybe
to,
she should be treasurer.
Not yet, next time.
Next.
yeah, next year, next year.
All right,
Okay, so who's clerk then? Are you gonna do
I
that?
am. So, you wanna do just the whole slate of officers?
As one.
Yep, I guess
So
I'll
this is
move,
any debate.
I'll motion, well, has anyone said they don't wanna be?
So
with-
chair is Sarah, vice is Paul, clerk is you, treasurer is me. Anybody else wanna do one of these?
You wanna wrestle for
Right.
doing it?
Okay, then we can do it as a slate.
Yep.
A motion to make the chair Sarah, vice chair Paul, clerk Vinnie, treasurer Mark.
Second.
You can't second yet.
What?
Yeah,
No.
I can, yeah, you
Second
used,
question mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh,
The uplift at the end of the
right, right,
word
right,
was second.
second? Got it, second.
All in favor?
Who's seconding?
So I second.
I seconded.
Right
The
now.
last time she.
I tried not to
And
uplift at the
nominate,
end,
like,
so it wasn't a question.
Yes.
Now I can't motion or second.
Yeah.
See, so the next
What
time,
was all that practice about?
I know, I'm gonna forget all that. I'm gonna have to sit back next to Vinny the next year so that I can remember.
Do it again.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Any opposed?
Abstain? Opposed?
All right.
Needed none.
I was really thinking about that motion, like, I was like, okay, there's a lot of things on here I'm gonna have to say for the,
They were, yeah.
the
That's what I
shoot,
tried
the
to
one,
highlight.
I was really thinking about it and I still screwed it up.
So, what do people have for committees?
I'll stay
I
on for.
I have transportation, but we haven't met in a while, and I need to jumpstart that, because,
Kicks.
Anita, what's her name, Shepherd's left, Anita, she left, and, DPW guy left, Butch,
Yep,
so,
and they have a chapter 30 list, or chapter 90 list of streets that are gonna be fixed, and we have no idea what they are,
Was Cheryl.
oh,
which sounds good. I
we
mean,
don't have a permanent DPW
We have
person
it,
Preservation?
but he's,
acting,
I
Yeah.
did community preservation, although that, I never heard.
so I'd like
from
to continue with transportation,
anybody
but I need to.
who's on that.
start
So I
with
don't
that.
know, I never got any contact information
Right.
or anything on that
there
one.
was one
But
meeting.
the
In fact,
economic development was, so I finally got to go to a
Right.
meeting, and then we were supposed to have a meeting, this is
Right.
part of my report, we were supposed to have a meeting on Monday, and I wrote on Monday, I was like, guys, I have
Nice.
in my notes that we're gonna do this, and I even read the minutes for the last one,
in
Nice.
fact, I wouldn't mind being chair.
we're ready, but anyway.
But that's up for them.
So what are you good to do?
Hold on,
So
we'll
I
figure-
don't
Alright, I'll
mind
figure it out.
staying on what I had, I.
Well, you
loved-
are now the bylaws committee,
Yeah,
because the
chair
chair
is
gets the
bylaw.
bylaws.
Gotcha.
You can, if you like community preservation, since you're the chair, you get to decide. So
Oh,
if you
well,
wanna
I
be on
don't-
it, you are on it.
I'm fine being on it, but I'd rather
did
be
you-
on the economic development than that one.
You are,
All right,
you are on economic development.
And then, well, that's good.
all right.
So when I would request that that be
Well, let's
it.
keep it for 2
for
right now.
me.
Yep. And so affordable housing, CM,
No, I'll stay on that unless anybody else is interested, and then I'll go as a citizen.
No, no,
You
that's
just want
good.
to go.
Well, there's
So
food in those.
CMRPC and earth removal and community preservation.
CMRPC, Mark.
I'll stay on that.
All right.
Community preservation, you don't want community preservation, or
No, go for it, because if I'm on the
Oh, I don't.
bylaw
Are you
now.
on it already?
community preservation?
Yeah.
No.
I think your name is there.
Bylaws.
I'm on it
committee
as
is
a citizen, not as
Only
planning.
before
board.
town meeting.
No, I cannot be on that.
So Paul's
Because
gonna.
Pat is-
Typically meet just before
Pat-
town.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right
that's
before,
good.
right before commencement for
Right.
me.
Ah,
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Community preservation,
Yeah, we need someone, you're the only one available.
yeah.
Really?
Do you wanna
He
go
would
on
have
it
a
as a?
Hey,
violation of.
well, you know, on the plus side, as far as I
What is
know,
it
they never
about
met,
and
so.
how often they meet?
They're gonna, they meet maybe twice a year. They're gonna meet soon because they're gonna be preparing for the fall town meeting, and I know there are a couple of
CPC.
requests for money. And I know, or I've heard that there are other requests that might be coming in
Who's on
the
that
spring.
committee?
What?
From here, or from everybody?
Bill Chase, Concom, Historic Commission, Housing Authority, Parks Commission, Planning Board,
Open space.
Citizen, Pat Crowley, Chris Truccio, Pat
Okay.
Lab.
Doesn't the open space committee get a seat?
Yes, he said, he read it off.
He said
Oh,
that,
okay.
yep. but
Okay,
I
I'll
thought
do
they
that.
were on there. Oh,
I'll do that one. Your order wrote me down, so that's good.
All right, earth removal?
Never done it.
I
It means
think I was
one-
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So Raj,
I nominate Raj for earth removal.
yeah.
He's gonna
And
remove.
open
the
space?
entire-
Open Space, Vincent Vignelli, or you are townwide?
I'm not sure. Which would you like?
No, I don't want anything.
Open space? Townwide planning, so I guess I'll take those two.
I think that's the only one member on
And then reviewing board minutes?
We
Paul's
never,
transportation.
we never do that, yeah.
Okay.
We never do that.
Oh, I get the Board of Health ones.
I get the ZBA ones.
that. How come you
get
skipped
them?
some of those?
Yeah.
You skipped some of the boards?
No, we didn't. I got names for everybody.
Oh, you put, you didn't ask me for transportation?
We
No,
didn't-
Paul
No,
wanted
you're not on
transportation.
transportation.
I
Paul's
volunteered.
you said you couldn't do transportation.
you were
because-
only on earth
Oh,
removal,
Paul,
Raj.
yeah, oh, that's fine.
We only gave you one.
Yeah.
Everybody else got two, so, you know.
Oh, that's fine. More than enough.
All right, so
Yeah.
board minute reviews. Board of Health, I've got Conservation Commission. Who is our Concom person? Someone who's monitoring those minutes.
Cheryl.
Selectmen, ZBA.
I cannot be
Sure.
more on the board.
Yeah, I think that might be where it was.
Sampling.
Or
You
can't
can't do
ZBA or
either one of
Selectmen.
them.
So you can do Conservation.
I don't know anything about conservation.
All you have to do is read the
Read the
minutes and
minutes and bring up
say, oh,
interesting
this
things.
came up,
He killed another rabbit.
Sure.
they're doing this.
He wants to be on the conversation committee,
Yeah.
not conservation.
Oh, this is spelled wrong. Let me fix it. I'll stay looking at ZBA, but I mean,
Alright,
it's
alright.
not, all they do is, somebody else drafts the letters, you know.
Right, no, this is just to review the minutes and say, oh, yeah, we missed something here. And who's gonna
Miss Watson
monitor
does.
Selectmen?
Okay, I'll do it.
Paul, yeah. All right, so there's our
It's sort of an
slate.
after the fact thing, though.
Nicely done.
Yes,
right?
yeah,
Like,
after the minutes
hey.
are approved.
Yeah.
Right, and then you
Yeah.
look at them
So
and,
you want me to make,
All right,
We're gonna do
Yeah.
a motion about that too?
you don't need to make the motion? No?
No, because we already made it for
We
the,
are-
Okay. Good enough.
So, do we wanna talk about the path that we should have talked to Mr. Ali about?
yeah.
Did anyone
I-
walk it?
I didn't.
No,
I did not
I
walk it.
have a question.
Sure.
I know that the path was on the site plan that was approved, but do we have to have one? Like, do people want it? Does it have to be
Well,
there?
I have a strong opinion with this one. We had awful results on that meeting, and we somehow committed ourselves to give up sidewalks, which I think they put back in favor of giving us that path. So if we give up the path, I feel like we've lost something.
So then they don't have sidewalks. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. This is, my question is like, are people gonna use the path? Like,
That's the
is it
path.
gonna be kept up? It's gonna, I mean, we're taking down trees for,
Oh.
what, I'm just saying, like,
No,
practically
that-
speaking, like, is it necessary?
Originally, it was supposed to be at no real, well, cost to Mr. Ali or whoever was building.
right.
but no real cost because they were gonna have a path there for the water main.
Yeah,
So then it
they
was
were
just
paying
gonna
for
be,
they were-
Right, they were
it was just
already-
gonna be there anyway.
Right, it was gonna be there anyway, so we said, why don't put gravel on the top and make it a path.
Just
walking
improve the
path.
surface, so it's a
Sure,
walking
cause it's
path.
gonna be a, cause there's basically gonna be a pathway there
Something
anyway.
there, yeah.
Right.
Also, it connects the Woodland Park to the Prospect Street.
There is a benefit to people living on Lawrence
Well,
Street.
right, to
They can
Lawrence
walk
to
down
get-
there.
Well, Lawrence and Prospect, a lot of people will walk Prospect and they do a loop, some people even try to do a loop up Goodale Street, but Goodale
Yeah.
Street is windy and narrow and it's dangerous, so now if people can do a loop
I think it.
and go up
yeah.
Prospect, hit this and then come back
I
down,
think we should insist on
it's,
it.
it gives another alternative for
Okay.
connectivity, which is in our
Yeah,
You
requirements.
should still
Yeah.
walk
For
it.
other people, for other people.
But I walked the site and I looked at the area where they're putting
The real water line.
the water line is going, and it's steep, it's 30%,
Well, 30%, they said, yeah.
which is too steep, it's not, it'd be a good sledding hill,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
But the path,
The trees make it tough.
the area that is being proposed for the path, is that the same as the original
Yes.
path? It
So
is.
now the path is going back to the original generally. He's not
Okay.
gonna bring his big excavator in there, cause he doesn't have to dig down 12 feet to get the
Right.
water line,
Right.
so I discussed it with him, and we came to the conclusion that he was gonna bring a skid steer or some other small machine in there and work around the trees.
Okay.
And put in like a 6-foot wide stone dust pathway with
Okay,
a base underneath it, so it's smooth and stable,
okay.
and it's gonna be a little meandering thing.
Well, that's
It's-
fine.
Right.
That'll make
We're
it
not gonna
nice.
have big curves.
Is it
it's-
more meandering than the rest of the path over the water line? That's
Yes.
pretty straight.
It's
Yes.
slow up.
Yes,
The water
'cause
line
the water
path
line
is
is
gonna be
pretty
straight, yeah.
But it's
so
gonna
it'll
go
be an
through,
interesting
and it's
path.
gonna be as straight as possible. We don't need it to be wandering,
We just
but,
don't want to take down more trees than you.
Right,
right,
okay.
so we're trying to avoid,
That,
So it'll be kind of
Specimen
like
trees.
the sidewalk over by the old stone church, that's got the phone poles in the middle of the sidewalk as you walk down, over the bridge, over the causeway.
yeah.
When they
Telephone
paved it,
poles.
but they
Yeah.
just paved around the pole.
Because they can't, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, phone.
There's
Yeah.
no room,
They
there's
have
no
to be
room.
there.
But that's what this is gonna be like, there's gonna be trees here and there that you dodge.
Well, but not through the path, well,
well, you're walking near trees, yes.
yeah.
And I mean, I don't think they're gonna be within 4 feet or 3 feet of the trees, cause then you're gonna be killing the roots
Right.
by packing it all down.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they're gonna try to do the best they can.
That sounds like a good
Okay.
idea.
I like
And we
that.
got Larry and
Yeah.
VHB guy to kinda make the line.
Did he flag, he said he flagged it?
I know he talked about it, it wasn't flagged when I was out there. You could just look and see that, oh yeah, there's some really nice trees
Looked
here.
like it was still grown up though, pretty good in the pictures.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
That
I
sounds
like
a
that
nice
as, yeah,
compromise.
I just
Yeah.
didn't want him to take down 20-foot wide
Well, let's
swaths of
not, yeah,
trees
right,
for
exactly.
I want it paved with fucking
Lights,
lights,
stripes. Yeah,
room for a food truck here and there.
okay.
okay.
Focus.
Focus. All right, so we're done with that. Reports from other boards.
Right.
Yeah.
In a hurry.
Any reports from other boards? Anybody?
Right?
Bueller?
Yeah, I gave mine.
Okay. Other boards?
Didn't meet.
Reports from other
Yes.
boards?
Oh, Bueller, Ferris Bueller's
Okay.
Day Off?
Raj, no? Anything? No? Other boards?
Open Space Committee, we met,
Sorry.
that was a little
Right,
too
not
loud.
tonight.
wasn't it?
I'm sorry, I already done nothing.
I was
Oh.
thinking that, we almost had it.
We, Open Space Committee met, we're trying to get, an estimate for doing some parking and creating, little signs and pathways up at the Malden Hills South property that the town purchased across from, the Holy Cross College project. So,
We purchased something that wasn't brought up at town meeting? What's
It
going
was-
on here?
it was a town meeting 2 or 3 years ago, and the
Oh.
town acquired it, but we
I
didn't.
thought we got rid of that, went to Worcester Land Trust or something.
The Greater Worcester Land Trust helped in the acquisition, but the town owns it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
we own it now?
Yep, and so what we're trying to do is we're trying to utilize the Greater Worcester Land Trust again to have the work done, because if a contractor does work for the town, it's gotta meet prevailing wage. Whereas if they do work for a Friends organization, and they're not at Worcester, it's
It
it's
can
like
be-
an
it can
organization,
be-
they can do like the real wages. So we save 20% or so in that. So that's what we're trying to get, cost estimates, we're trying to come up with a plan of where we wanna have things and.
And what are you putting there?
We just wanna have a walking trail that goes in and comes out, like a marked trail or a cleared area.
So exactly the same thing that we're putting in,
Over
that we just talked about.
between
same
West
idea,
and Circle
yep.
Lawrence.
So you actually could go from,
Keep
the
going.
people on Westland Circle can walk there, up Lee Street, and then go through there and then come back down, if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But
That'd be a good walk.
options.
Yeah, not gonna force them to.
Right. No.
Good idea.
And we're working with the Conservation Commission on doing that, because they've been talking on their agendas. I've been seeing a lot of the Trails Network stuff, and so they're thinking about doing it, so this is
What's going on with
working
that?
together. Same thing, same site, same everything, but
No, but in general, the Trail Network
that,
documentation.
on this site. No, we wanted to do the trails on this site, create trails and signs.
Cause at some point CMRPC was talking about putting together a database of that kind of stuff.
Oh, they
too.
got the funding.
They did get the funding for that?
Yep.
We were
Today.
talking about it a couple of years ago.
No,
Yes.
today, they got the funding.
Oh, they did?
Oh, really?
Right,
Oh,
so,
good.
so what documentation do you,
This has nothing to do with that. This
no,
is
but
just the
whatever you
trails.
have, you could give to them to put on their, whatever they're publishing.
Well, we have to find out, we have to create the plans for the trails,
Okay.
build the trails, and then we can give it to
Are there
CMRPC
any
and
other
add it to
trails
the
in
list.
town that,
Oh, there's we got the rail trail, we've got all the trails around the DCR property. All
Oh,
those
I wonder if they
fire
do that.
trails should
Yeah.
be on that list for people to
Yeah.
walk on.
Mhm.
The one over on off of Goodale Street at the Pine Glen area, it doesn't really go anywhere yet, but they're trying to get it to go up to the end of Lost Oak Road, so there's another loop.
Oh,
to go
nice.
through
Okay.
there.
Nice.
So this is what it says. We are proud to announce CMRPC has been awarded Mass Trails Grant from the DCR. You didn't know that?
Different group of the DCR, yes.
And the Baker and Polito administration to develop a user-friendly Southern Worcester County Comprehensive Trail Guide.
Southern
Oh,
Worcester
nice.
County, are we counting
Cool.
that? I thought we were
That's
Northern
awesome.
Worcester County.
We are,
well, if it's CMRPC, it covers those. I don't know why.
Well, if it says Southern Worcester County, they're both,
Yeah, so maybe they did,
I can
Yeah,
find
maybe
it.
we aren't in it.
I'll find out tomorrow.
okay.
All right.
Right, so
Good.
that's what's going on there.
Who's tomorrow?
Okay, we have minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, invoices.
Is the treasurer there?
Please check.
I didn't see it.
We're gonna pay these once or twice?
No, it's here.
What do you mean, once or twice?
What was the rate for
There was an
check?
invoice that
Congratulations.
got paid
We did
twice.
both, I didn't know that.
Well, that was one, and Wayne,
I
did-
know,
Yeah.
what they did on that one was, it was two different numbers, two different dates.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
It is?
Well, that's why we paid them both,
Yeah.
because they were,
yeah, sure.
how did I know they weren't doing this?
So we have,
So,
we have-
yeah, I got the refund for it, I've already,
Yeah.
I just turned it over today.
KP Law, $266 from
Yeah,
Briarwood.
that's the one from Lordvale, the smallest.
So
one.
all of these, oh, these are just bills, that's different.
This
These are
is-
bills,
This is
yeah.
the major one that owes. This is just a portion of something that's, these are the bills you're paying today, but that is one of the people right there that owes March, April, May, June,
Oh,
and just paid something that was for,
Oh, for Briarwood,
Just now,
Yes.
right.
okay.
all right, this is
That's one of
VHB,
them.
$2,000. Humboldt Masters for 215 Shrewsbury, 2,000.
And they have a deposit in, so they're still
Yeah.
okay.
And this is from VHB, Westland Circle, $1,100.
Genius. They're covering the vent here.
oh, are they? Oh, right. No wonder.
Lost those.
I'm like,
Where'd they go?
Couldn't have gone too far.
It's okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. All right, have we all reviewed the minutes? 2 sets of minutes from last time? Public hearing and regular meeting?
Yep.
We have a question
Any-
on this bill. Why are we only asking them for $1,000? Oh, this is the, folder. This 2,000 is from another account, I take it?
What are you talking about?
I don't
There's
know.
a bill for 215 Shrewsbury.
Yeah, there's a 215
Oh, wait, no,
Shrewsbury, there's
that's
a,
not full,
there's a
that's
111, 111.
Humboldt is the hotel?
No, down by the solar panels, just the cultivation with the
Oh, okay.
greenhouse.
By the railroad tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
Have they paid it?
What?
Have they paid it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to give them-
Mark's trying to take this treasure.
That's
thing
good,
seriously.
that's good.
Yep, that's good.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Nah.
Sorry, I misspoke.
Okay,
We
right,
have two public hearing minutes,
Yep.
and plus the regular meeting minutes. Any adjustments, changes, comments about the minutes?
No.
Motion to accept all three of those minutes from
June
June
12th.
12th.
As written.
Motion made,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You
Opposed?
got 'em all?
Unanimous? Okay, thank you.
Can I vote unanimous?
You can, yeah.
Now,
July
that's-
10th, July 10th is our next meeting.
So,
Will not be here.
what?
Right.
So,
I will not be here to run
Yep.
the.
starting your chairmanship.
I know,
Nice.
starting off
Yeah, really.
with vacation.
That's the way to go,
It's
just
like
the
getting a
pizza
new
shop.
job and saying, oh, by the way, I can't start on that day, can I have a vacation right away? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think that people
Take
should
it out of
refer
the
to me
thing.
as Ms. Chairman.
Chairman.
Miss Chairperson.
Miss Chairperson.
You're the chairwoman.
Yeah, I am Chairman.
Chairwoman.
I think it's good.
It works.
At WPI, in the official meeting minutes for the faculty stuff, I am
This is for
Registrar
you.
Miles. Yeah,
As
it's
a
very
member, as a
official.
co-member of the joint
Yeah.
committee,
No.
somebody at work gave me that and said, your joint committee would be interested in that. It's a whole thing about investing in marijuana companies.
Oh, yeah.
The whole brochure is about that. Every
So,
single,
I saw, Clark is offering a graduate certificate in marijuana policy.
Oh,
No, it's
really?
Policy.
oh, that's-
Yeah, see, so they can get it, cause it's not education in like developing the business and growing it and things like that, so like they don't run afoul of federal laws, it's about like the
Oh, policy,
policy.
yeah.
Yeah, it was in the paper today.
Illinois just legalized it, by the way.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Since
thank
the
you.
chair can't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah, that was the last one? Oh, it was.
Oh, right.
As chair.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I think we probably are, we should probably vote those things with like an
ready to go.
Oh, we're
effective.
waiting for this?